There is a saying that goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, which is a bit short-sighted if you think about it. If you had to apply that to technology, we'd all still be communicating via telegraph, and if you applied it to cars, we'd all still be driving Model T Fords. Fortunately, though, over the years, there have been many clever people who have thought, well, bugger that idea, and as a result, we have a modern society filled with all kinds of conveniences and cars that fill every corner of the market. But even the best cars in those corners can be improved. It's a difficult enough task on its own, but it's made even more challenging when a company has to overhaul its most popular model, with over 12 million sold. The BMW 3 Series is a benchmark for what they call the sports sedan, and it consistently features on the top 10 list of South African best sellers. Given its cash cow status, you'd think that BMW would be very wary to change the appeal of the thing as far as the looks go. And they haven't, really. From the back, the 3 Series now comes more into line with the bigger 5 and 7 Series, although it's a little bit more squared off. But the front is where the more interesting changes happen. It used to be a set of pretty ordinary lines and elements, but now it has a much more aggressive, more dynamic look, which means even the most basic 3 Series promises an exciting drive. BMW take great pains in their long-winded press release to emphasize that the design of the new 3 Series is mainly about the car's stance, calling it at various points dynamic, broad set and road-hugging, oh, and powerful. It is most certainly a more athletic-looking thing than the outgoing 3, although at a casual glance it looks a bit too much like a slimmed-down 5 Series, especially from the back. Oh well, I guess that's the fate of cars subject to the corporate decision to make the whole family look the same. Our test car is fitted with a Sport Options Pack, one of 3 different equipment lines, and on the outside it includes some extra gloss black bits and 18-inch wheels. On the inside you get red stitching and red accents and this coral-coloured strip that runs the length of the dashboard, which looks every bit as horrible as it sounds. I know this car is all about sportiness, but giving yourself a danger stripe on the inside is just a little bit too much. But it is an option, so you can save yourself some cash and the laughs of your mates and go for a bog standard interior, which is just fine. There are lots of small details in here that make this cabin really good. Things like some of the switchgear, which has a very 3D design and is mounted to look like it's floating. Also good are the digital bits on the instrument cluster and BMW's fantastic new all-round interior design. Great materials, everything where it needs to be, all presented in a way that makes it very easy to use. Of course, with the advance in design comes the advance in technology, and the 3 Series now features online integration, which means you can read your emails and SMSs while driving. Well, while you're stationary at a traffic light anyway. There are all the usual bits and pieces, climate control, cruise control, Bluetooth, but new toys like start-stop technology and brake energy regeneration are now standard across the range. While those particular things won't impact on the comfort of your drive, they will make your fuel consumption figure drop. While they've been banging on about how sporty the new 3 Series is, BMW are also keen to point out that they are more efficient. So, for example, the reworked 6-cylinder turbo in the 335i is now 16% less thirsty than it used to be. And in the name of efficiency, our test car, the 328i, has been fitted with a low-capacity, high-output motor. It's a 2-litre 4-cylinder with an impressive 180 kilowatts and 350 newton meters. Other engine options include the aforementioned 335i and a 320d, with BMW Europe promising more smaller petrol and diesel motors to come, although we can't say whether or not they'll make it here. Having diligently read the press release and having seen the car, stance and all, I was really looking forward to hitting the road. The 328i promises a lot in the way of performance, 0 to 100 in just 5.9 seconds, and so much power they had to limit the top speed to 250 kilometers an hour, of course. Plus, like all the other models in the range, it has selectable drive modes, or what BMW likes to call driving experience control. So, after adjusting my seat in just about every direction possible, I hit the road. And I realized pretty quickly that my preconceptions about this car were, well, they were wrong. Over the last little while, I've gotten used to the idea that 2-litre turbo motors with decent kilowatt counts are a lot of fun to drive. And that's probably because they've been wrapped up in hot hatches like the Golf GTI or the Renault Megane Sport or the Audi S3. This is a 2-litre turbo, and it does have a decent kilowatt count, but it's obviously not that kind of car. It doesn't eye other road users with a view to completely bludgeoning them to death. It's more about playing in its own field, having power in reserve when you have the chance to stretch it, but always delivering that power in a smooth, sensible way. The only time it feels remotely edgy is when using the paddles of the optional 8-speed sports automatic gearbox, which gives a little bit of a kick when changing gear in sport mode. Besides that, from pull-off it takes a moment to overcome a bit of inertia before sending a steady stream of strong forward motion to the rear wheels. In the corners, the 328i is sporty in the sense that there is a lot of grip and it has a chassis that always feels supremely under control. There's just not a lot of entertainment behind the wheel. You get that obvious sense that this is a very, very well-engineered car. There's just not a lot of involvement, and I think that's in some small part due to the steering. In town, out of town, normal mode, sport mode, driving hard or just cruising, this steering just feels rubbery. It's accurate enough, it just feels odd. The average 3 Series buyer will probably be more concerned with safety than steering wheel feedback, and the 3 Series delivers just about every acronym known to the motoring safety universe: ABS, EBD, DTC, and CVC. That's a relatively new one. It's cornering brake control. And on top of all of that, but hopefully never on top of you, 6 airbags. I am, overall, a little bit underwhelmed with the 328i. Not because it's not pretty enough, or powerful enough, or comfortable enough, because it is all of those things and more. But because for a car that calls itself a sports sedan and promises what it does, in the driving experience you're just a little bit disconnected from all its mechanical wizardry. But it is a very capable car, and it ticks all the boxes that the market requires, so it'll keep 3 Series fans happy and no doubt win a few more as well. Don't be fooled by the badge. Powering the new 3 is a cutting-edge 2-litre turbo engine rather than a straight 6, but drive remains to the rear wheels. It's a slick unit matched to a smooth gearbox, and the result is effortless and linear, providing a good drive, but the new 3 styling won't please everyone.